Welcome to another Ironhide City review. Tonight we are taking a look at Transformers Studio Series 86 Scourge. Now, before I get into the actual figure himself, let's take a look at what you get when you purchase Scourge. First, you have the box. It's actually one of the bigger boxes, and he is from Transformers the movie, Studio Series 86, number 10 in the set. Decepticon Sweep is what he's called, but I'm actually going to call him Scourge. Side shot, really menacing box art. Back of the box, other side, and top, Studio Series, Transformers the movie, and bottom shows just some legal jargon. So let's get on to the review. You also receive the instruction manual, which teaches you how to transform Scourge, which at this rate I actually don't need, since I've actually gotten the transformation down, and it's a long one. Not in full color, just just gray, white, and purple. You have this warning insert because there are some choking hazards. And then you get also with him, as far as parts go, one blast effect, which is actually really cool, and his rifle. So let's get into the figure himself. Now, for a quick size comparison, here I have the Titans Return Scourge, who I've reviewed a few years ago. And to be honest, I think I like the newer one a little better, but the Titans Return one is not bad. So, you can mount the blast effect to the top, and his rifle to the side of the spaceship. Oh, and I think these are supposed to be closed. Sorry. So, Scourge's transformation is actually a lot easier than I expected it to be. So we're going to take off the accessories, come under here and open up the bottom panels, and then open up the sides of the ship. And if you had these up, put them down and lift this flap up and over. Next, there we go. We're going to unpeg these parts and actually flip them forward, which will enable us to come in and untab the arms and then split the entire front of the vehicle mode. Oh, and these parts are on double hinges, these wing parts. So fold them back and around. Next, from here, fold up the shoulders, and there are these pegs where my thumbnail is, where you're going to tab them in and bring the arm down. So again, bring up, tab in, and bring the arm down. And a box just fell on the floor. So fold up these parts, bring this part all the way up, and you'll see a double hinge section right in here, and I'll zoom in a little bit. So we're going to bring it down. Oh. Sorry. So bring it in, down, so bend it so it looks like this, so it looks like an L. Bring it in to the neck, and then fold this part down to form the backpack. And then turn this little, and there's his head. Next, you can adjust the wings as ever you like. And that does have a tendency to pop off. Don't worry, it just pops right back on. Ah, there we go. You actually open out these flaps a little for the wings to collapse. And for the last bit, just flip out the toes. And believe it or not, you're done. Oh, and don't forget to flip out his heel spurs, because the heels are important. And there you go. Now, Scourge in robot mode looks really cool. I mean, really cool. And like I said earlier, he is actually one of my favorite post-movie Generation 1 characters. And he can hold his gun in his hand with no issues. This case, I'm going to put it here in his right hand. And you can mount the blast effect part to the gun. So posability wise, real quick, and he's got a lot of posability. Head is on a ball joint. Shoulders are on a swivel and a hinge. He has a bicep swivel for 360 degrees, a slightly over 90-degree bend at the elbow, and 360 wrist rotation. Waist does rotate, swivels and hinges in the hips. He's got a thigh swivel, 90-degree knee bend, and it's nice and tight. Oops. And he does have some foot articulation. So you can get some really good balance going with this guy. And that's another pro. This guy's not top heavy. I've had a few figures that have been really top heavy. Scourge here is not one of them. And he's standing on a computer mat. Like, I've had to really push him to knock him over. Because if you look back here, you'll notice he's got nice big feet and nice heel spurs. So that is a definite positive in my book. So overall, this figure really is an excellent figure. I got him at Target a few years ago, along with Wreck-Gar, and I have to say, I'm really enjoying him. I mean, my enjoyment is to the point where he gets a very strongly recommended rating from me. Like, he comes really, really close to perfect. Like, he's like only a pinch away from perfect. So, as far as pros go, he really looks like the movie character. Number 2, a lot of good articulation. And by good, I mean excellent joint articulation. Number 3, amazing coloring and detailing. Like, he looks like a true Decepticon. And 4, he's easy to transform. Like, you don't really feel like you're gonna break him. And my biggest pro, he stands nicely as well. Like, he's not one where you have to watch where he falls over or something. Like, I just tapped him and he just slid on my desk, but he didn't fall. So there are no cons with this figure. That's right. I'm ending off my final thoughts on this toy by saying cons, 0. So this toy gets a very strongly recommended rating. In fact, like I said, he is so close to perfect that I'm going to say that if you see this figure on Amazon.com or in stores, pick him up. This has been the video review for Transformers Studio Series Decepticon Scourge, also known as Sweep. I'm Ironhide City. Have a good night.